It's time for the stream to start. Ow, bitch! What's up? How's it going, my friends? Let's get some more light. So I got like the light and dark side of the moon going on for some mystery. I did just turn the mic on, right? I'm not talking to myself here. No, okay, good. Mic is on. Microphone is on. So first things first, let me share the live stream link. Take some deep breaths. Get ready for some Legends weirdness. It's gonna be a weird conversation. That's for sure. Okay. Let's see here. Dun, dun, dun. There we go. Oh, what's going on? My nose is so itchy. Okay, there we go. You ever get that? Just the itch that cannot be ignored. Sometimes you get an itch and it's like, I can take my time. And other times it's like, I'll gnaw my own arm off before I will not scratch. Okay. All right, here we go. Okay, Discord notifications have been deployed. Perfection. Perfection. All right, so, whoa, okay. First things first, for immortality and glory, we have to list the people who have arrived at the beginning of the stream, because that's the reward for being here at the beginning. You get immortalized in namitude, and if you're just a lurker, then you can know that you were here and heard this live. It's all good. All right, so hello, Lena, James P, Jamestown, Rocco, who else we got in here? Jason, Avitesh, David J, Rusty Soup Can, Joshua Goes, Lena Inverse, James P. I say we start a pre-show super chat. Or you're trying to start a super chat war before the stream. That's funny. Nicely done. Where is my marker? You're lord of the board. I like your attitude. You're a sassy molassie, and I like the cut. Oh, there's a marker right there. I like the cut of your jib, buddy. Dun dun dun. That's the expression. It's not cut of your jig, right? Some people think that's what it is, but it ain't about dancing, son. All right, James P. Lord of the board. Thanks, brother. All right. Let's see. Who else do we have in here? What up, Billy Bob? What up, Magoo? Anthroplasm. Oofster. Pyre Dynasty. Combat Marine. Oh, Nathan says, good idea, James. Hold up. Stealing it right back. Bam. Well, I don't know why I'm saying right back. Whatever. It's just, who cares? It's like commentating on a sports game. It doesn't really matter what you say, as long as you got the right tone and everything. Oh, and he goes down the field, and he's tickling his mother, and he could go all the way. You know what I mean? Like, do the words matter that much? Do you really? Wait a minute. What did he say about that guy's mom? Going all the way. What now? This is a different kind of soccer, boy. All right, the football. Okay. Who else we got in here? We got Ben. Merfolk Bear. Who else? We got Dom. We got Benjamin Gaza. We got Dominic, Packhead, Kensuke, Francois, Mr. Grimm, Linkies, Tasty, Beano, Potts, Claire, and Shipman. Good Lord. That is a lot of people to do in an intro blast, man. Whew. All right. Benjamin, it's just the Hatcher channel. I've got Instagram and Twitter and stuff, but no, I don't have any websites. I'm not some fancy internet boy. I'm just a yelly internet guy. So we've gotten past the initial volley of introductions, the hellos, the salutations, and a little bit of board spankage. So we need to discuss what we're here to actually do in case you haven't seen today's video, right? Because that video came out less than 2 hours ago. So it's possible you don't even know what the deal is. So the idea here is to enjoy some Glorious Barks root beer, first of all. Not sponsored. Hashtag wish I was. Moxman tried to get them to sponsor me on my other channel, and they were like, we don't talk to people who don't have at least 300,000 subscribers. And I'm over here going, how skin-a-ma-rinky-dinky-dink. I'm tiny. And I just saw that camera do that. Okay, hold up. Let me fix that. because that will distract me. And it'll make my brain act like a goldfish and forget what the hell I was talking about, right? So, what was the... it already happened. See, it happened. I got distracted. It already went. So, let's... need an intermission after the intro. That's it. I wiped my brain from that. Bino, you have a whole set of legends? What? That's sick, dude. That's awesome. Okay, so... Wizards of the Coast says Dominaria United has cards from Legends in it, all right? But there's a bunch of cards. They opened a whole bunch of boxes of Legends, but there's some cards that aren't going to be used. And there's some cards that they didn't get. So there's two categories. It's like Wizards cracked boxes and boxes of Legends, which they made a ridiculous story for that nobody with a brain is going to believe. Hey, we found, I mean, in the most technical legal sense, they're right, they did find it, but I'm going to explain. It's like, we found these boxes of Legends for this anniversary. And that, like, makes it sound like they didn't know they had it. They made it sound like, well, Billy Bob just took his broom out to the, he's just cleaning the old hugging robot in the back, right? And sticking a couple fingers and, whatever. And then he was like, wait, what's that behind Becky the Love Bucket? Oh my God, is that Legends? Oh, this is a legendary find. I can't believe I just found this box of Legends here under this rat's nest behind Becky the Love Bucket. Like, instead of like, the Legends are secured in a warehouse that has controlled humidity and weather and what it's located in this location and we're sending you out to get it. Like, literally the guy they interview for it was like, so what was it like finding it? Well, we went out for a 3-hour drive with my boss to see if it was there. And it's like, no, hold on though. Hold on. When you say found them, it makes it sound like they were found, not you were told where they were and you went to get them. You found them the same way that if I order a butt plug on Amazon, the Amazon worker will go and find that and put it in a box for me. That's how they found those Legends boxes. They found them because they knew exactly where to look. They found them because they put them there. So I don't care. It's marketing, right? Fine, do your thing. Have fun with the marketing. I get it. But, like, remember that we're not stupid. It's really obvious that's not what's happened, right? That is not what happened. Like, you had that. You had that. Just kicking around, right? Like, I know that. But it's not you didn't know that. It's absurd. It's absurd. So, they crack all these packs. They crack all these packs of Legends. And what happens is they're taking them and inserting them into collector boosters, right? So they're going to show up in 3% of collector boosters. So one out of every like 30 some odd boosters that you open of collector boosters, which what are 12 a box for Dominaria if like the way things normally go. So you've got 12 booster packs. So you need like 3 collector booster boxes to get one card from Legends. But the thing is, they're using the entire pack of Legends, which means they've got all the commons and uncommons and rares in there. And Wizards is trying to make it seem like the rarefied air, it is so good. You wanna breathe it in deep, baby. And then you're gonna open like a 3-mana 2/2 vanilla Raging Bowl, and you're just gonna be like, what is this? And they'll be like, that's your priceless treasure! And it's like, this is unplayable garbage. It's literally 1 red and 2 for a 2/2 with no abilities. Yeah, but bro, we made that new Jasmine Boreal, and you can't do it in Commander because it's not a color identity, but white, red, green, non-color identity Commander? Anybody? Maybe? Like, it's... There's so much jank, bro. There's a lot of cool stuff in Legends, and I have hardcore nostalgia for it, but that's because I started back in the day. Like, if you showed me Legends as a set now, straight up real truth, you show me Legends as the set now, and I say this to you, this is hot garbage. This is absolute trash. There are some really cool cards in here that are overpowered and stupidly broken, and some fun designs, but the overwhelming majority of these cards are garbage. But that's through today's eyeballs. Through the eyeballs of sweet, young, innocent me. Back when I was a kid, man, the Legends was amazing. It was like, yo, what's up, bro? Check it out. Multicolored cards. And your brain just goes, pow, what? Cards that are multiple colors? How does that even work, right? They're legendary just because they're multiple colors, like Jasmine Boreal, right? 5 mana, 4/5 vanilla with no abilities, but it's like, bro, she's like 2 colors. She's like, she gets a bonus from Crusade, but she's also like a green creature, bro. That's crazy. You know, stuff like that. So they also had beefy bodies for the time, because cards back then like sucked. A lot of them really sucked. So that was the 3rd expansion in the game, bro. It was the 3rd expansion in the game. Most of it was Garbo. Most of it was Garbo by today's standards, but I loved it dearly. And it was super, super hard to get. Like, super hard to get. So what we're going to do is we're going to go through all of the cards that are in this, that are in both categories. So we're going to go through all the cards that are in Wizards' offensive list. These are all cards that are offensive, and Wizards will, like, even though they got copies of these cards, they will not be releasing them in the packs. And then we'll go through the cards that would have been released in the packs if they could have got them. And we'll go over why they didn't get them, because they opened a bunch of boxes and you would think, wait, you got none of this huge list of cards? This is bizarre. So the idea here is to take a look at all the cards that won't show up in the boosters. So that way, if you're somebody who's newer, you don't know that much about the game, you didn't have my experience, you can see the precious treasures that will show up, or whatever they're calling them. The Lost Legends of the Box Toppers. They got a million different terms. Anyways, you can see what isn't in there. And you can see mostly that what you're missing isn't that much. Although some of the stuff you're missing is legit. And actually, I want to talk about the first card before I put it up on the screen, because this is absolutely wild. The first card we're going to look at is something that never should have been made a Magic card. There's no way that anybody can argue that it should be part of like a playing card game. There's a bunch of stuff where you might go, oh, you know what, maybe Wizards is doing this out of an abundance of caution. But then there's this, the first one we're going to look at, where you're just like, there is no rational human being who's not insane who looks at this card and goes, oh yeah, you know what, that totally feels like it's a proper game piece. That's exactly how that works. This should be in the game. And it's actually the only card currently that I'm willing to proxy for my cube, because I don't want the original in there. And the effect is so powerful. That's the thing that's really annoying about this card too. It's not some garbage. It's a rare from Legends. It's super hard to get. It's reserve list, and it's very, very powerful. So it's really frustrating that Wizards made that. Like, honestly, this card frustrates me, and I would love for somebody to make me an awesome proxy for my cube of this card, right? And I don't know specifically what I would like in the artwork, but I want to be very clear that the card I'm going to like, it's beyond insane, dude. It's just, if you are not familiar with old school Magic, you're not ready for this. This is like, and this is a massive outlier. It's crazy. Hey, what up? INC123 ABCEFG. What's up, buddy? How you doing? How's it going? It's going good. You're Lord of the Board, son. You're Lord of the Board, bro. All right, so bam, zorp, zorp. So we're gonna look at a super powerful card that is just like, I don't understand how it made it into the game. I remember seeing it originally back in the day of Legends and going, what? Why is, like, what? It's a baffling concept. It is just, your brain just goes, what the hell were you thinking? Like, what? There was never a point. There was never a point in Magic's history where this card was actually okay. So, let me show you. After all that buildup, you've got to see what I'm talking about, right? So, fucking voila! Look at this shit. That's an actual Magic card. Like, they said, yup, we'll pay for this artwork. We'll put this in our game. And you can use the argument of, oh, hey, man, here's the thing. They were rushed and they didn't have, like, enough artwork, like, for the game. They couldn't just get other artwork. They didn't have the money or whatever. And I'm like, then just get rid of the card. Just don't do that one. Do you know what I mean? You just don't make the card. Just like, take out some other crappy common and change the artwork. A bunch of Magic art, like, look at Stasis. Does Stasis look like Stasis? What the hell does Stasis even look like? And that was done by a super famous artist who's too good for Magic, right? But yeah, this is like, this is what Wizards is like, yo, we are not putting this in the packs. And I get it, because here's the thing. You know what's even more messed up about this? You think to yourself, oh, this must just be a goof. Somebody saw the name and just went, well, the most prejudiced people I can think of are the people in this artwork, legit, right? But the thing is, when you actually find out, like, I'm about to lay in some opinions here, just in case, because this is the internet and whatever. Everything I'm about to say is my opinion, all right? 100%. Everything in this stream, all my streams, are my opinion. So, my opinion, from looking over the information, is that the guy who made this artwork didn't make this as a, ho ho, hee hee, look at what I'm putting on a card. He made this as a, like, I believe in this. I stand for this. Like, legit stand for this. Like, people have apparently met the dude and said, I met him, and he's a Looney Tune. Like, when I got him to sign some of my cards, he got excited and started showing me some really messed up art he did. So, this guy is messed up, all right? And it's obvious. If you're okay, like, if you make this and you're like, this is good, yeah, there's a problem with you. There's a problem with you. So, as a result, these following cards are done by the same guy, so they all got axed, right? And, like, there have been some situations with artists in Magic's past that I definitely disagree with Wizards going, like, we're just throwing them out. Like, I feel like Wizards can be too trigger happy with cutting ties from Magic artists. But I could go on the record very comfortably saying, yeah, yank all this dude's art out, legit. Yank it straight out of the game, man. I refuse to even say the dude's name. Straight up, bro. I ain't doing it. Right? Like, it is... Get rid of it. So Alabaster Potion, which is a life gain spell, gone. You got Caverns of Despair. You got Flash Counter. You got Darkness. You got Wall of Opposition. You got Nether Void. You got Sylvan Library. The sad news is there's a bunch of good Magic cards in there that are enjoyable, and they're done by some wank bag. But on the upside, I suppose, a bunch of people will probably never know that and can just enjoy the cards without worrying about that part. Because if you don't know, it's not hurting you. Who cares, right? Nathan! And I mean, like, ultimately, the other artwork is like, I probably have a couple pieces of it in my cube now that I think about it. And it's like, I think, you know what? I think I'm actually going to go ahead and change those out. I think I have a Legend Sylvan Library in there. And I didn't realize until all the art was together. And I'm like, oh, no. All right, no. Nathan says, James P. just instigate, not in the war. Oh, Nathan wants to fight. Nathan wants a super chat battle. So yeah, I'm gonna have to tweak that out because I've got another Sylvan Library from the Commander Collection Green, and I think that's the only card. So you know what? Never mind. Invoke Prejudice isn't the only card that I want to have a proxy of. I actually need to get proxies of Nether Void and Caverns of Despair. Yeah. I need to get a proxy, Nether Void, and Caverns of Despair as well. Because I refuse to have this dude's artwork in my cube. That's not okay, man. That is not okay. Alright. Like, that's messed up. So Wizards is like, yo, we're not putting his artwork in. And that's completely understandable. Like, who's going to be against that? Well, actually, some people probably will be, but who are you going to listen to? Them? Not me. I don't care. I like, what complaints do you have? No, man, that needs to be included. It's like, no. All right, what? Oh, well, whatever. Okay, so now we've got Cleanse. So Wizards basically, because of that stuff with those cards, Wizards decided that they were gonna basically go through and pick out some more cards they found unacceptable. So this isn't like the rest of these cards we're gonna talk about are also on Wizards' offensive list. So you've got Cleanse, you've got Craw Giant, which this one, some of them are more obvious and have been talked about previously. The ones that are new that had never had this happen before, we'll stop and talk about those. Craw Giant did not get banned like the other cards did that Wizards went, nope. Craw Giant actually is a victim of its own flavor text. I remember like reading this, I'm like, why isn't Craw Giant included? And then it's like you read the flavor text and it's just like they're going with an abundance of caution because it's the ho midgets in the flavor text that's made them go, okay, you know what? We're not going to put this out in our products. There is one card that they've refused to put in that I genuinely am not 100% sure why. So I'm curious about. We'll get to that. That's going to be the last one of the Wizards refuses to give them to us, even though they got them because they consider them to be offensive. All right, so and Craw Giant is a terrible card. Actually, you know what? Speaking of Craw Giant, man, I really tried to make this guy work back in the day of Legends. I was just like, oh man, he's like a Crowroom, but so much better. And I was so wrong and so disappointed. So, Gwendolyn DeCourcy. Sorry, guys, if you were excited about this, that's too bad. She's on the reserve list. She's like, I don't know, $300, $400, and they are not putting her back in. And I can't 100% say why. I mean, this is a solid card. 3/5 for 4 mana. Tap to make target player discard a card at random. Like, dude, I want this for my cube. I'm disappointed they didn't put him back in. But I guess the idea is that Gwendolyn can't go back in because the idea is that she's seducing and then killing these guys, right? Because the flavor text is like, it became the final resting place of many... hold on, it's a little too small. Let me blow that up. The final resting place of many swordsmen of renown, their steel outmatched by the wiles of Gwendolyn. So, while Wizards of the Coast purports to be all about like, yo, we believe in strong women and everything, it's like, here's a strong woman who's found a methodology that works for her, and they're just like, no, bro, we can go Oko all the way down to his, like, right down to his clearly shaved, missing them curly hairs. You know what I mean? We can go all the way down on Oko, but God forbid you see Gwendolyn DeCourcy just grabbing a guy and looking like she's pulling him in for a kiss, right? Like, oh no. But whatever. That's it, man. You wanna clutch them pearls? Is she not dressed enough for whatever? It's like, well, you know, we could have people suck the entire blood out. I'm gonna turn you into a Phyrexia monstrosity, but woo, that's a lot of leg meat you're showing, honey. You got a lot of leg meat. All right. Anyways, then we've got Pyrotechnics. This one is another one that has just been added, and as far as I can tell, it's specifically because the flavor text references a Navajo war chant. Although, I'll be real, if it's just, maybe it's a combination of that and the artwork, and it's something that I don't see because I'm not worldly enough to know. Absolutely no clue, right? But the flavor text, it just makes me go, okay, maybe they're just like, we don't want to use like real world references to anything that might offend anybody slightly about anything. So that's my best guess, but it could specifically just be something in the artwork that I'm not seeing, because I literally just see a wizard flinging some fireballs. Pew, pew. That's all I've ever seen. So that one, I don't know for all these cards, right? We still haven't hit the one I fully don't understand. We'll get there though. All right, so we got the Pradish here. So this is obvious, based purely on the name Wizards. This is one of the ones they already went over, so it's Quentin Hoover's artwork is really nice, but we're moving on to the next one. Then we got, there's another one, Inquisition, so we've already seen this one and talked about it in the past. Here it is. This is the one I wanted to get through. That's why I'm like, we've seen these. All right, Barbary Apes. Why are these not allowed to come back, guys? Can somebody help me out with this one? Because look, it's like 2 mana for a 2/2, unpredictable in the extreme. These carnivorous apes will prey even upon their own kind. So it can't be carnivorousness. Is it the skulls? Like, they have skulls around their neck, right? Is it because you can't show that in China? And so they can't put them in the packs because if they went to Chinese... Oh, wait a minute. What? Oh! Okay, never mind. I've never noticed that they were wearing like headgear and literally holding a shield. That's the first time I've ever noticed that. And I played Barbary Apes back in the day. I always just thought they were crazy apes with like a skull necklace. It's gotta be, I assume that's like Zulu inspired gear. And if that's the case, then I mean, in the current era, then you can see how that looks like, whoa, look at this, like, you know, I guess the idea is these are apes from another world entirely, right? Here you go, or something. And it's like they have developed this equipment, but yeah, out of an abundance of caution, I can see why Wizards would choose to remove this. I couldn't get it before. I was like, is it the skulls? Is it the skulls? Why? And then it's like, oh, never mind. So that makes sense. All right, so the next category is no longer stuff that is offensive. Hey, Glenn Thole, you're Lord of the Board, buddy. Thanks for the super chat, bro. Let's go ahead and put whatever here. Dominic, you said you seriously doubt a Navajo war chant used the term zigzag? Oh, okay. So you think that it was the chant is just made up. You think somebody just made up a chant and said it was one. Well, I mean, if that's the case, then I could see why they wouldn't want to put it back out, right? It's not like your theory is without merit. You're right. I mean, I don't know how many languages have the word zigzag, but it could also just be an English translation of something that genuinely exists as well, because they did use real world quotes back then. So there's no way to know. And at the end of the day, some of the choices Wizards of the Coast may seem a little bit silly, but it doesn't really matter. Do you know what I mean? Like, anybody who wants to get bent out of shape about some of these cards not being included, it's really not like, is it worth getting upset about? Because, you know, I don't know. You choose what you're going to do. I'm not worried about it. For Pyrotechnics, the quote was, oh, okay, never mind. All right. We already talked about that. So, we're going to talk now about all the cards that Wizards just didn't get. They just didn't get them. Grell Tabernacle is confirmed. Yes, Tabernacle will be available in the packs. If it's not if you don't see it on the screen when I go through all these cards, you can get it in a pack. I spent way too much time. Like, I'm not even going to lie. If I hadn't already said in the video that I was going to do this stream, I would have bailed, because the amount of images I had to get ready for this, I didn't know what I was getting myself into. Doing this stuff, my whole day has been eaten up by all of this. So let's just look at some cards, because I got a lot of them. All right, because there's a lot. So pretty much every card, if not every card we're gonna look at, fell victim to the Coalition demons. So if you didn't know, Legends is like the biggest messed up print run in Wizards of the Coast history. They only printed it and had it available for like 2 weeks, bro. Like, it was a super, super short run. And they messed up hardcore in terms of the boxes were set up in a way where you could only get an A box or a B box. And the difference between an A box and a B box were the uncommons. So the uncommons in the set were split pretty much evenly down the middle into A and B categories. So if you got an A category box, you could only get half of the uncommons from the set. It was literally impossible to get. If you think it's hard to get particular uncommons now, imagine that scenario. So it was impossible to get half of the uncommons. And one of the most desirable cards in the set, Mana Drain, was an uncommon. So you could only get Mana Drain out of half of the boxes in existence. Wizards of the Coast had a big issue with this, where basically what they had to do was do like an old school, almost cereal box level redemption thing, where you would mail them in. You mail us 100 cards from either Group A or Group B, and we will mail you 100 cards randomly from the opposite group. So send us in 100 uncommons, and we'll send you in 100 uncommons from the box that you couldn't get, right? So that obviously is a very ridiculous scenario to find yourself with, on top of having an incredibly short printed product. Like, I've only opened 4 packs of Legends in my life. I got to open one while I had this channel, and that video's been put out in the last 2 months, right? Where basically it was $1,000 when I opened it, and I did a ticking price down as I was like getting eviscerated by the cost of the pack and whatever, right? So that is an epic experience, and it's on. If you haven't seen it, you genuinely, like, if you're interested in Legends, check it out, man. That pack is like textbook dream pack. For, like, back in the day, if I had gotten it, it would have been mind-blowing. Getting it now, it was mind-blowing. That pack was amazing. Seeing all the boxes of Legends that Wizards had was amazing. Hearing the sound of the booster rip, it sounds exactly right. It's so good. Like, it's just like, man, this is incredible. So they have, like, all of these boxes of this stuff, but the problem is, it all came from the same case. Right? So if it comes from the same case, do you know what the case is? Case A or Case B. Wizards can't get half of the uncommons. They went out to the warehouse, got themselves that box, and they can only get half the uncommons from the set. So we're going to look at all the uncommons that didn't make the cut and any rares that they just didn't manage to crack, right? But it's funny because it kind of shoots Wizards in the foot a bit in terms of the fact that people are going to view the fact that all of these cards are missing as Wizards didn't open that many. They didn't open that money and they didn't add that much in. But they could have opened a bunch in, right? So, I mean, it's funny to me. It makes me wonder what else they have kicking around at the warehouse, because clearly they store stuff, right? Like, and this probably wasn't all their legends, bro. Like, I very much doubt this was all the legends they had on tap. They just went, we're going to need something hype to really push up Dominaria, especially since Double Masters 2022 is coming. So we're going to send these guys out to the warehouse, say we found it. It's so funny. If you didn't watch the Twitch stream, like legitimately, you might just want to go over and click to the part where they're doing the very almost cringe into your own skin advertisement, where like a bunch of Wizards employees read off of a script and look fucking dead-eyed. The PR manager for Wizards is hilarious. Blake is in the video opening Legends packs, and he's so deadpan that I'm like, did he have a lobotomy? Does he actually love these cards? Like, how does he talk to his wife when he loves her if he's married or whatever? He's like, I love you very much. I love the children. I'm excited for our life together. I'm very happy to tell you about my excitement for our life together. I barely can contain my excitement for our life together. I'm very excited about Legends. I'm very disappointed that I had to hand those cards back immediately because I can't wait to open some in booster packs. I'm very excited. I'm very excited to talk to you today about Dominaria because I'm very, very excited. As the PR man for Wizards of the Coast, I'm very excited about Dominaria. Like, it's like, bro, show a little energy, care for a second. I wouldn't if I had his job. I wouldn't. I'd be like, the company I work for, they don't care. They lie to their customers, and they send me out to tell the stuff to the customers, and a bunch of the customers are dumb and gonna believe it, and a bunch of the rest of them are gonna yell at me, and none of it matters. Nothing I do matters. I wanted to be in PR, and I'm in PR for Wizards of the Coast, and you could put a sock puppet up here and a fucking mop, and it would be the same difference. It doesn't matter. People would yell at it or praise it. It doesn't matter. Nothing I do matters. I love Magic. I love Magic the Gathering like so much, bro. I can't begin to express my enthusiasm for Magic. So yeah, man, like God, come on, bro. You've got like a caseload of Legends. You got the hypest shit on the planet. You know what? Like, why? How am I just some random dude off the street who's only ever got to open 4 packs, who just loves your game this much more hyped than somebody who's fucking paid? You're fucking paid to be hyped about the game. It's your job. It's the only part of your job. That's all you're supposed to do. You do it once a month, you lazy bastard. You lazy bastard. It's a half an hour stream. How much money are they paying you? You write half-assed articles, lie to us, put in no effort, and make way more money than I probably ever will. Fuck me for just loving the game. I'm the asshole, right? Fuck me. Whatever. Want a little bit of enthusiasm. Jesus, bro. This is your new product. You don't even care. You don't even care. Daddy be back for smokes. Ugh, come on, man. Come the fuck on. It's promotional. It's PR. Promotional. Not pretty restless. What the fuck? Come on, dude. It's Legends. Hey, we sent a guy out to the... we sent a guy out to the factory. Oh, no, wait, what? I'm super excited to tell you that we found some... What was it? Legends. I love, what was it? Legends. Damn, bro. Legends, yeah. So, anyways, here's a 4-minute video that's like super cringe, but when you see the Legends boosters, you're gonna slap like a circus seal. Cause I did, bro. I did. The video, I was just like, oh God, go away. Like, go away, all you people on the screen. I can't stand it. I can't take it. But when the Legends boxes, I was like, when the case rolled in, I was like, oh, I could feel a fucking chill, bro. I could fucking feel the chill. And then when I saw the Legends pack, I'm in here going, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God. Like, I'm fucking yelling like a maniac. And the booster pack rip, and I'm like, they're packed fresh. They didn't go and get them from people. They're packed fresh. Like, I went nuts. I lost it, bro. And he's all like, yeah, so, I like cow warriors. It's like, bro, have they drugged you? Have they told you you're not allowed to seem happy? Or is it just the internet's so mean to you and everyone's such a dick that they broke your spirit? What is it, bro? Who hurt you? Who hurt you? Scorba guys, hey, thanks for the dancing lemons. I'm too honest to work for Wizards, I guess. I mean, they followed me on Twitter. They, I'm sure, were behind having Mischief sent me out that secret lair. Because the Artist Collective Mischief contacted me. They were like, yo, do you want to reveal our secret lair? I'm like, hell yeah, I do. No idea why you're contacting me, because I'm an outsider in the Magic world. And they're just like, here you go. And I'm like, thanks, bro. And then I did my video, and I called it, like, Wizards' worst advertising campaign ever, because the joke was supposed to be, like, they picked the worst person to do it, and it turns out it's me. And then I made that video, and then the guy who works for Wizards unfollowed me, and they never picked me for another promotional campaign. Because Papa don't play by the rules. Papa plays by his own rules. You send me shit, you think I'm gonna get down and lick the sack, but I won't. Papa'll smack you in the sack instead and have a chuckle. But it's still fucking good fun. It was a good reveal, man. That was a good video. That was a good video. And I didn't even, like, I got put in a really weird spot where I got sent the secret lair, and they're like, yo, don't reveal this secret lair. Dominic says this is gonna be a long night with one rant per one card shown. Oh, buckle up. Buckle up, buddy. I forgot about the cards. I'm already off on this other stuff, and now you're making me forget. So maybe I'll return to the cards. Maybe I'll just return to the cards. Maybe that's what we'll do. Who knows? Anyways, back to the Mischief secret lair. So it's coming to me in the mail, and then they also send it to other people. These other people don't get the memo that you're supposed to wait. So here's what happens: the secret lair gets spoiled, right? It gets spoiled. Somebody just posts the whole thing on Twitter like it's nothing. Like, Wizards just sends them, they open up the box, take a picture, thanks for the secret lair, Wizards. And I'm like, motherfucker. This is the only secret lair that's ever had its reveal ruined. This is the only secret lair that's ever had its full-on reveal, the whole thing, just ruined. And of course I'm a part of it. Of fucking course I'm a part of it. And I've agreed not to reveal that I've got the fucking thing, right? So I contact them and say, yo, this just got spoiled by Buddy. You sent it to these guys, they didn't get the memo. Multiple people have spoiled this. So I assume it's perfectly okay for me to do the video now rather than waiting the 2 weeks you want me to wait or whatever it is. And they're like, nah, please, can you hang tight? Don't let people know you have it. And I'm like, okay, you don't understand the insane position you put me in, but I'm going to have to fucking, all right, fine. I've agreed that I won't reveal it. So do you know what I had to do? I had to scoop myself. Because I'm the fucking Magic newsman, I had to do a video where I covered the leak of a secret lair I had in my own possession. So I have the actual fucking secret lair with the cards. I've got the fucking thing. And all I can do is use somebody else's grainy image from Twitter and go, I assume it's real, but I don't know, blah, 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 and all this other talking about it. Because if I don't talk about that secret lair, well, that is glaringly obvious now, isn't it? Considering I'm all over every leak and everything, so I'm obligated to cover it. So I had to scoop myself on the secret lair because they wouldn't let me reveal it. And then they unfollow me. And I'm like, fuck you. Fuck you, man. Why is it every time I get something sent, I get scooped, bro? I got sent the Keyforge stuff. Here, you get a release early box set of Keyforge from the people who make Keyforge. I love Keyforge. Thank you, Keyforge people. Thank you so much. And then they're like, please don't reveal it, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, okay, cool. And they're like, oh, by the way, they got released early at Target, so people are already buying them, but please don't do your reveal until that day. And I'm like, oh, okay. So I didn't. And by the time I put it in the video, nobody cared. Nobody cared. Because everybody and their uncle had opened them for 2 weeks. for 2 weeks. It's like an embargo, man. Why is it when I go the official routes, I just get pounded, bro? Why? Why? The universe is like, no, bro. You will never work with the corporates properly. You will always be independent individual. Marston, am I banned? Can I get banned? You are banned from not giving me money in streams. So now you're obligated to super chat me in literally every stream. And this is a verbal contract because anything I say in a stream is legally binding upon stream members, in case you didn't know. So that's how that goes. That's how that goes. Keyforge did get sold, and they are like relaunching it, and that is something I want to talk about specifically on this channel. But I'm guessing I should probably return to talking about the magic cards because we have gone off on a fair bit of an aside. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to take an intermission, top up the beverages, stretch the legs, all that good kind of stuff. And then when we return, we'll dive proper into looking at all the cards that are actually not included because Wizards didn't get them. All right, I'll be back. All right. All right, my beverage is topped up. I got more barks. Good to go. Good to go. Okay, so are we ready to actually take a look at the cards that are not included because Wizards didn't get them? Let's do this. Let's go. So, oh, sorry. I guess we should actually start by talking about the card that we got here first. Adventures Guildhouse. It's been on the screen for so long that my brain's like, move on. So, all your green legends gain banned with other legends, which is terrible. Banding is a great ability, but it's confusing, right? Like, it confuses people. It never confused me. It felt pretty straightforward, but the fact that it is not symmetrical in that it functions differently on attack and defense, it definitely throws people off. So, banding is an ability they got rid of in the game. It is strong, but bands with others is a weaker Garbo version. So this sucks. I remember seeing these cards back in the day of Legends and being like, man, why are these so bad? They had cards that like gave crappy banding and stuff that removed banding. It was like, ugh, just garbage. But the artwork's cool. You got a little guild house there. I mean, it literally adds some nice flavor. Then we got Arborea. 2 green and 2. It's an enchant world. Enchant worlds were a really awesome addition from Legends, right? Where there can only ever be one enchant world because it literally enchants the entirety of the plane that you're on. And this one says that if a player doesn't play a spell or put a card into play, so basically if you don't lay a land or cast a spell, then no creatures can attack that player until after his or her next turn, right? So that's pretty funky. It's a cool idea. You've got like the world, it's like the plant world will protect you or whatever. I liked using this with what's it called? I used a green mana battery, right? And so it would store mana up in it every turn, and then I would do massive streams of life and massive hurricanes, and I'd be like, I stream my life myself up to 50 while I can't attack you because I can only attack you one turn, but you gain 50, so I can only knock 20 back off. And then I'd hide back down and start pumping the man up, and then I'd be like, 25-point hurricane! And it's like, you guys all get smashed by the winds, but I'm still alive. It didn't work a lot of the time. It was a very slow, stupid strategy, but man, did I love it. Man, did I love it. All right. Let's go. Oh, yes. Only one world enchantment can be in play on the table. That's it. So if you put out one, then it gets rid of this one. There's only one for the entirety. It's the whole world in his hand. All right. Then we've got Backdraft. 1 red and 1. It does half of the damage rounded down done by one sorcery cast this turn to the caster of the sorcery. It's very weird. It's like, if you fireball me for 10, this will do 5 damage to you, right? And the artwork is hilarious. The guy's got his little magical amulet or whatever. He's like, and then some magic's coming out and going for his face. He's like, oh no! And look at the goofy-ass armor he's wearing, right? Look at that goofy-ass armor. It's ridiculous, man. I love it. It's not a great card, but it's fun. Then we got Blight. Oh, so fucking flavorful, man. 2 black, enchant land. If enchanted land becomes tapped, it's destroyed at the end of turn. This was a really obnoxious card to play against, especially since people were packing sinkholes. Ugh. It's like, oh yeah, okay, Dark Ritual, Sinkhole, Blight. It's like, stop it, man. Stop it. Do not like that. The artwork is so great, man. It definitely looks like blighted land and just some like poor farmer peasant or whatever. It's like, man, it's over for you. It's not too much longer before there's nothing left. And it's got that vibe like at the end of turn. It's just, there's some hopelessness to it. It's awesome. Then you got, oh hey, remember I said green mana battery? Here's the blue version. It's some boxes in the water. So the mana batteries all cost 4 mana. They all do the same thing, just for all the 5 different colors. So the blue mana battery is 2 and tap, put 1 counter on it, and then you can tap it to add a number of mana to your mana pool equal to the number of counters you remove from it, plus 1. So basically, you can tap it for a blue without taking any counters off it, or you can tap it for a blue and take as many counters as you want off it and add that much extra blue as well. So it does what it says. It's a battery you charge up with mana. The artwork is admittedly not super exciting, but the concept of mana batteries that like are somehow kind of merged with different terrain features or whatever else to store up mana is cool. So this being like lodged in some kind of ocean or sea is pretty neat. Then we've got Brian Hag. You got Quentin Hoover. Oh yeah, man, his artwork's so good. Brian Hag is a funky one. 4 mana for a 2/2. And on the turn, which is placed into the graveyard, so when it goes to the graveyard, all creatures who dealt damage to it permanently become 0/2 creatures, and you mark them with counters. That's pretty nutty. It's a different vibe than the way that the Sorceress Queen operates. I like it. I think it's just such a strange magic card with some really dope flavor. Then you got the Cathedral of Sarah. So this is the white version of the Banding Land. This is this actually features in the lore. And then you got Cocoon. So Wizards in a Cocoon. I remember I played with this card back in the day. I don't remember it being very good. I think it's like you have to wait 3 turns. Pay 1 mana, enchant creature. You tap the creature and put 3 counters on it. It doesn't untap as long as there are any counters left on it. You remove a counter during the upkeep. When you take the last one off, Cocoon's destroyed. The creature gets +1/+1 and flying. Oh, that's why I liked it. Because, yeah, it took a while, but you could launch your dudes up into the air, and all of a sudden you'd be like, flap, flap. Got a crawl worm in the air. Flap, flap. Grizzly bear is flapping in the air at you, buddy. Like, it's fun. That's some fun flavor. Deadfall. Creatures with Forest Walk can be blocked as if they didn't have Forest Walk. So Land Walk was a big thing back in the day. There's an enchantment for every color that says creatures with whatever Land Walk can't be blocked, right? So they all protect their own color. And this one depicts a owl flying on through a forest. So it's all right. Eternal Warrior. So 1 red for an enchantment that gives the creature vigilance. So you enchant the creature, it's got vigilance. And you've got this guy who I always felt like was just like standing beside a fan. It's just a weird fan. He's like, all right. He looks very unimpressed. Then we got Floral Spasm. Now this is a very interesting Magic card. 1 green and 3, 2/2. When it attacks an opponent and isn't blocked, you can have it not deal combat damage, and then you can destroy an artifact instead. But what's funny about this card is the wording on it, because it says, basically, if Floral Spasm attacks an opponent is not blocked, then Floral Spasm may choose to destroy a target artifact under that opponent's control and deal no damage. But Floral Spasm is the card, and the card can't make that decision. So if you go by the wording of the card, it can't do anything. But I like this, like, whatever, I don't know what the hell a spasm's supposed to be, but I like this, like, floral elemental that will just go and tear apart, like, I destroy unnatural objects. You know, that's got a very green vibe to it. Then you got Frost Giant. 6 mana, 4/4 with Rampage 2. Garbage, man. Rampage 2 is this. When this creature gets blocked, if it's blocked by more than 1 creature, then it gets a bonus. So you can block this guy with 1 creature, he gets no bonus. You block him with 2 creatures, then he gets +2/+2 because he's got Rampage 2. And every extra creature you add on means he'll get another +2/+2. But it never works out. Remember how we talked about Craw Giant earlier? That guy you had at least Lure on and you could play and force your opponent to block. This guy never did anything. 6 mana for a 4/4, 3 red in the casting cost. The people who made this super overvalued Rampage. Legends was a set that was developed by like a small group of friends, and so it's really hit and miss. The artwork I really like though. I found the artwork to be evocative and fun, a big crazy frost giant, but ultimately for me, it never did anything, so that sucked. Then we got Great Defender. Look at that, man. Look at that stance. Look at that merfolk power stance. I'ma spear you good tonight, girl. Oh, there's a hammerhead in the back. Yeah, bringing that hammerhead action. Oh, it's cool. It's like kind of almost in flow with the spear. Like this guy is like in tune with the aquatic world. So target creature gets +0/+X till end of turn, where X is that creature's casting cost. Very weird. Very weird, and if I'm not mistaken, that's also what Cry Shield does, right? Mustard, why would you ever block with more than 1 if it doesn't have trample? Exactly, trying to multi-block to destroy it because it's a big creature. See, you get it. You understand. It's very obvious. All right. Green Mana Battery, there it is. Look at how awesome that looks, man. You know, the blue wizards, they needed to go out and put all these blocks out in the water, but us green wizards, nah, son. We've got an awesome staff that crackles with eldritch power. This is the best mana battery out of all 5 of them, hands down, although some people might prefer the black one as well, because it is very evocative. So, based on your taste, I'm super biased. I just love this. This is awesome, right? So this is just the green one, same as the blue mana battery. Then we got Heaven's Gate. Who wants to join a cult? 1 white, instant. Changes the color of one or more target creatures to white until end of turn. You choose which and how many creatures are affected. Cost to tap, maintain, or use a special ability to target creature remains entirely unchanged. I love that they put the unnecessary word entirely. It just says remain unchanged. Same wording, but they're like entirely unchanged. Because Magic cards back then weren't too concerned about conserving word space and were very, very wordy. That's good. Okay, so this is a cycle. They did this for every color, and it just allows you to basically instantaneously change any number of creatures you want on the battlefield to a particular color. Most of the time that doesn't matter, but you could combine Heaven's Gate with Anarchy, for example. Anarchy destroys all white permanents, right? So if you had that, then you could play Heaven's Gate, go all your guys are white, boom, play this, destroy them. So there are situations, and you can actually, in a mono white deck, you can use Heaven's Gate to make all creatures white, and then play Martyr's Cry, which is a spell actually I had, I'm pretty sure that was in my Chandelar. It was, in my Chandelar playthrough. So that one basically removes all white creatures from the game, and then you draw cards equal to the number of white creatures you had that remove that way. Each player does. So that was another thing that people did with this. But ultimately, meh. Then we got Hunding! Hunding the Humdinger. Hunding Jorgensen. So, 6 mana for a 5/4. A white and 2 blue and 3. That's a half decently restrictive casting cost, right? Rampage 1. Rampage 1. How awful is that? You block him with 2 guys, he gets +1/+1. To get +1/+1 when blocking, or being blocked, I should say. That's all this ability does. It does nothing when he's blocking. It only works when he's attacking, and he has to be blocked by 2 creatures to get +1/+1. Like, it's so bad. But Hunding is cool from a flavor perspective of, look at him. He's just like one dude. Flavor text says, you'd never guess at the terrifying sight of the man that Hunding was as charming as a companion as one could wish for. So he's like just this charming little freaky looking wizard dude. Oh, wait a minute. Look at his staff. It looks very similar to Fairy's staff in a way. Never noticed that. But yeah, his artwork's awesome. He's awful, but his artwork is awesome for real. Then you got Ivory Guardians. Oh yeah, look at his pec swirls, bro. 2 mana and 4 for a 3/3 Guardians, pro red, +1/+1 if opponent controls any red cards. So 4/4 pro red if your opponent's got red guys out. Not too shabby. Not the best in terms of color hosers, but not the worst. And I mean, if you're standing on the right angle, that guy's a giant. I'm sure if you wanted to, you could see straight up that loincloth. Considering how big he is, you could probably reach up there and swing like a pendulum. Okay. Anyways, moving on from pec swirls, we've got the Cry Shield. This is what you pull out when you have yourself a little cry. So 2 mana, it's an artifact, 2 and tap it. Target creature you control deals no damage this turn, but gains +0/+X until end of turn, where X is the casting cost of that creature. It's funny because if you read it by today's wording, you're going to be target creature. So I pick my creature, and then the target creature at the end would be another target creature. Not the same one, but it has to be the same one. And look at that. Look at that shield. Does that look like something that's meant to protect you? You can see it's got like it's weeping. The shield is weeping. That's right, Linky. In my day, we paid 6 mana for a 4/4, and we liked it. Then we got Land Tax. So this was an uncommon originally. You got this dude just dressed like a pimp here. And yeah, that's it, man. It's disappointing that didn't make it in, right? Then you got Lord Magnus! 1 green, 2 white, and 3/4/3 first strike. Creatures with Planeswalk or Forest Walk may be blocked as if they did not have either ability. So Magnus is so slick wandering through the plains and the forest. He's like, yo, nobody's going to get by me. There's like 2 creatures in the entire history of Magic that have Planeswalk. 2 or 3. That's it. Forest Walk, super common. Planeswalk, forget it. Almost nothing. Almost nothing. So it's hilarious that he stops it. Also, I've always wondered, what is his deal? He looks like he's got branches growing out of him. His face is like super red. Like, what is this guy's blood pressure like? And why is the top of his helmet open with his brain sticking out? And like, what is up with Lord Magnus? He is just wild, bro. Just wild. Mana Drain. Wizards didn't hit the jackpot. They didn't get the I bet you they were hoping. It's like, come on, I hope we get boxes. Or maybe they know. Maybe they know which boxes are A and B, and maybe they just pulled out. That's probably what happened. Why am I being so? They got hosed. They probably know, and we're like, yo, crack a box of each. Let's figure out which one is which, and that's what box we'll use. Whichever box has the less valuable uncommons. That's my guess. That's my cynical guess. So mana drain off the table. If you want a lobster blob that's gonna mana suck, well, you just suck. And then we got Marholt Elves Dragon. 2 red, a green, and 3 get you a 4/6 with Rampage 1. Coming in with Rampage 1. He had a strict philosophy, never letting emotions cloud his thoughts. Oh, he's got Spock ears. Somebody made a Star Trek dude. Okay. He's got a sword, though. All right, then you got the Mountain Yeti. This was a more powerful hoser. Seriously, this Mountain Yeti was a force to be reckoned with. I remember getting really, really annoyed about this thing because you could not swords to plowshares it. That was a problem. The pro white, right? It's 4 mana, 3/3 Mountain Walk, pro white. This thing is legit. Well, not now, but it was legit. I hated it. I wanted to plow that Yeti so hard, bro. I wanted to plow that Yeti so hard, but I couldn't. All right, moving on. Presence of the Master. It's Albert Einstein on an enchantment. And it's cool. Once it's out, any other enchantments that get cost are automatically countered. So funky. Then you got Princess Lucrezia. 6 mana, 5/4, taps down a blue to your mana pool. I thought she was really cool because, like, whoa, big legend that, like, can summon up mana, like, from an island or whatever. That's dope. And look at the artwork. You've got, like, the castle or tower or something in the forefront. And her face in the background, like, like, what? What? Man. That's cool. That's dope. Oh, there we go. Puppet Master, 3 blue enchantment. Look at that. It's literally just a guy with puppet strings and the puppeteer gear. So basically you enchant a creature with this, and when the enchanted creature goes to the graveyard, you return that creature to your hand. All the enchantments on that creature are destroyed, but you can pay 3 blue to return Puppet Master to its owner's hand. So basically, like, when the creature you put this on dies, you can pay an extra 3 blue if you want to not just get the creature back, because it's coming back either way, but also get Puppet Master back. So you can theoretically keep playing Puppet Master onto the creature and having them both bounce back to your hand, which really, by today's standards, feels not blue in the slightest, right? The bouncing to the hand kind of thing does, but the, like, bringing back from the graveyard? No, white or black, right? Definitely not blue. Steven, you're late to the party. Will the whole live stream show up on YouTube? Yes. You'll be able to watch the entirety of this at your leisure, for sure. For sure. All right. What's next? Rabid Wombat. Oh, I wanted this card so bad for my Enchantress deck back in the day, bro. It's just a goofy little wombat, and you enchant. He's all foaming at the mouth. Blah, 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 blah. I'm gonna give people rabies, bro. Just turn me loose. It's like, check it out. I found this. You're just a planeswalker. I found this fucking rabid wombat. What are you doing? I caught rabies, bro. What? Yeah, I'm gonna enchant the shit out of it and throw it at other planeswalkers. Like, you're fucking crazy, bro. You know it, man. You know it. Like, you can do dumb stuff. I'll earthbind my rabid wombat. It's like, why are you even doing that? Doesn't matter. He's bigger. He's angrier, bro. He doesn't like it. It makes him mad. He don't like being enchanted. It amps up his rabies. He's got magical rabies that get amplified by enchantments, and he's gonna rabie. You're like, look at how much is coming out of his mouth. Just you got him in your hand, and he's like, brrr, like a constant, like, soap dispenser, just blasting fucking foam everywhere. Like, that's so ridiculous. It's absurd. Then you got Rajan Spirit. I liked this card back in the day because it could yank flyers down out of the air. It's like, yo, Shivan, come down here where my force of nature can fight you. That was great. That was great. She looks like she's just having a great time hugging herself out in the night. I like to hug myself in the moonlight. Then we got Ramirez DiPietro. Yes. In the Dominaria set where Wizards has made the Ramirez DiPietro Legend Reborn, they didn't get Ramirez DiPietro into the packs. In fact, 2 of the 3 legends that we saw from the video today, Legends Reborn, they did not get them. They did not get them. All right, then you got Relic Bind, 1 blue and 2 for an enchant artifact. When target artifact is tapped, the controller of Relic Bind can choose to do 1 damage to any player or give 1 life to any player. So this card was errataed to say that you can't play it on your own artifacts. Because if you put this on your own artifacts, then you could just put it on a Basalt Monolith. And Basalt Monolith is tap it for 3 mana, pay 3 mana, untap it. So you could just be like, you're dead. It was just a 2-card infinite combo, so they nerfed it. Nathan, what's a creature enchantment? Auras. Yes. I'm so old school that I forget, like, I just slip back into the old language and don't think about it, right? Oh, what? You don't know the language from 30 years ago? Maybe you should become a magic historian, but don't! That job is taken! Stay the fuck off my turf! Oh, wait, I'm on Hatcher. Don't try and become a fat-faced clown! All right, let's go. Bam. We've got Sea King's Blessing. It changes the color of 1 or more. Oh, this is the blue version of that Heaven's Gate that we saw. But look, the Sea King just shows up in the sky. I make you blue. Take my blessing. You will be like that Dabba-dee Dabba-doo song. Moving on. We got Seafarer's Key. And this is the blue guys get banding with legends, otherwise known as Who Cares? All right. And then we got Seeker. That's 4 mana for a white fear. That's all it is. Black fear costs 2. White fear costs 4. Makes it so the creature can only be blocked by white creatures and artifact creatures. Not very good. Shimmying Night Stalker's gonna be shimmying on up to you with them long legs. What's up, bro? Look how tall he is. You gotta be coming dong level up to this guy. Don't turn around too quick when he's behind you. You might get slapped in the face. He's a 5 mana 4/4. 1 black and tap him. Redirect all damage done to you from any one attacking creature to the Shimmying Night Stalker. So he takes one for the team. He runs up and is like, hurt me instead. It's pretty nutty. Pretty nutty. Those big gangly limbs. Pretty wild card. Oh, Silhouette. The artwork on this has always been a lot of fun to me. Just a blue and 1 for a instant. Until end of turn, damage done to target creature by spells or effect that target it are reduced to 0. Strange. Definitely feels like a white spell, right? Very, very white. And, oh, I forgot. Oh, this is a travesty. People will never get to know the joy of Sir Chandelar in their Dominaria and United Collector boosters. This is a travesty. This man is an epic legend that stands head and shoulders above many, many other legends. You need to understand how epic Sir Chandelar is. When I started playing this game, I was in love with Crawworm. Crawworm is 6 mana for a, basically it's 2 green and 4 for a 6/4 vanilla, essentially forest dragon. It can't fly, but it's the equivalent of a forest dragon. A lesser one, a worm, but still, it's like a forest dragon, bro. And I loved them. I was like, oh, go and eat it with the Crawworms, right? And then Sir Chandelar comes along, and I look at his stats, and I'm like, most humans are like the Royal Assassin, or the Sorcerer's Queen, the little 1/1s or whatever else, right? But Sir Chandelar, all by himself, he's a 4/7. With that sword and that shield, he can walk out into the forest and be like, what's up, Forest Dragon? What's up, Crawworm? And he'd get into an epic battle with it. And he can lop its head off. And he'll barely limp away, but he will limp away. And he'll heal to fight another day because he's fucking Sir Chandelar! Sir Chandelar! He's the best. He's the best. And the artwork is awesome. Yeah, man. Remember Sir Chandelar. I shall forevermore. I've never forgotten him. I remember and stand firm. Very firm. Like throbbing firm for Chandelar. Yes, Chandelar! Awesome. Then we got Savitri Scarzum. Whoa! Put on some more clothes before you ride that sea dragon, lady. 7 mana for a 6/4. See? See? She's like a crawworm, bro. She's crawling on that worm. Till all Savitris crawl. All right, moving on. We got Spirit Link. This artwork is so awesome, dude. Look at this. Like, This is so good. It's got such an epic vibe to it. The commanding presence of this enchantress here, who's just like, go to the minion, and the way that her head is encircled with that magical orange aura, and then the bat's head as well. You can see the link between them. This was just so well put together conceptually. I love it. I love it. It's so good, man. It's so good. I mean, it's 1 mana, give a creature lifelink. It's not the greatest enchantment now, but awesome. So awesome, and a big deal back in the day. Senastian Falconer, the Living Sol Ring. We got 1 red, 1 green, and 3 for a 4/4 legend. I played this guy all the time. Tap him, add 2 colorless to your mana pool. Old school wording. You can play it as an interrupt. It's cool, man. Senastian has roots in both sorcery and swordplay. He's learned never to depend more heavily on the latter. Man, it's pretty cool. People made their Dungeons and Dragons characters into D&D cards, and some of them feel like it. Like, look at that artwork. You can see where he's getting his magical powers from, where you get the mana from. Like, bro, somebody who can deliver you up the mana that's equivalent to multiple lands, that's an impressive being, dude. Then you got Tackle Maggot. I remember playing this. I played a strategy where I would play no creatures and just Tackle Maggot my opponent to death. I used Curse Artifact, Cursed Land, Tackle Maggots, and you just put out the Tackle Maggot. It's an enchant creature, costs 4 mana. It's a slow rolling strategy, so you needed Icy Manipulators and destroy your opponent's lands to slow them down and just keep them under your thumb. But basically, what Tackle Maggot does is every turn it just eats a bit of the creature that it's on. So every turn you put a -0, -1 counter on the creature, and then when that creature dies, whoever controlled that creature decides where the Tackle Maggot goes next, but it has to go somewhere else next. So if I'm not playing creatures and I put it on one of your creatures, now you have to move it to another one of your creatures. And you might be thinking, well, no big deal, once that creature's gone and there's no creatures left, what's the problem then? Where's the Tackle Maggot gonna go? That's when it goes inside you. Because when the last creature is gone, it turns into a player enchantment, and it does 1 damage to you. So it's this crazy, look at the artwork. Look at that insectile aberration, bro. You summon it up, and it burrows. It's an enchantment. You lay the magic on someone, and then it just burrows into them and starts eating them turn after turn from the inside, while they scream in agony because it's pain that can't be healed even by planeswalker magic, right? So they're just screaming as they're being eaten alive, and when there's nothing left of them to eat, the Tackle Maggot comes writhing out, right? And the magic of it compels the planeswalker who owns that creature to point at another one of their creatures, and then the maggot goes just trundling over and burrows into them and starts to feast on them one by one until none of them are left, and then it turns towards the planeswalker and it burrows into their body and starts feeding on them. It's so epic. So cool, man. So cool. Anyways, moving on. Torwaki. We talked about him today. Undertow. So this is the blue version. We saw Deadfall that shut off the Forest Walk. This is the Island Walk one. Nico, you thanks. Didn't need to sleep tonight anyways. You're welcome. No problem. I just love the flavor of it. It excited my imagination. Did all your games in 1994 take 37 turns to finish? A lot of them did, yes. I was very much into grinding. Like people were like, I'm going to make this game miserable for you. I'm not just going to win. You're going to hate it. I did that, like a lot. Like a lot. If I wasn't playing some stupid, I'm playing Tree Folk or Dwarves. It was one or the other. It's like, oh, please let him be playing something stupid and goofy. Please let him be playing Caribou. Oh, no. He's playing White-Blue Control. Oh, he's playing Stasis Time Elemental. I hate you. It's like, what's up, bro? So yeah. A lot of my games did take a long time to finish. I specialized in a lot of miserable stuff and then a lot of casual ridiculousness. Moving on. Oh, wait a minute. I want to talk about how I love this little dude. This little dude who's like, woo, on the tree and whatever. I've always loved that. Anyways, Underworld Dreams. I got this card. I acquired this card. I put it into my deck. The first game I had it in my deck, I lost it in ante. My buddy Adam won it from me, and he refused to trade it back. Normally, when people win ante, they'll trade the card back, but he was playing black, so he put it in his deck. I never got to use it. I never got to play with it. It was a huge deal. I was so excited to have it. Like, I traded to get it, and I was so stoked about it, and I never got to use it. I lost it immediately. It was just gone. It was just gone. I paid him back, though. I got his Royal Assassin, his beloved Royal Assassin. It became mine, and when he wanted it back, oh, no. 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 This is mine. This is mine. Petty anti-days. No, this is my Royal Assassin. No. Remember the Underworld Dreams? This is mine. This is mine. Because we played for each other's cards, man. So wild. We played for each other's cards until I broke ante with the combination of Sylvan Library, Dark Pact, and just replacing both ante with basic lands and then conceding the game. They didn't like that. Like, I concede. What? Yeah, I concede. Why? Because the point of this deck is to just take all your cards, bro. This deck doesn't exist to win. It exists to take your property. I'm like, what? I'm like, just watch. Let's play again. And it's like, okay. All right. I'm going to swap the top cards of my deck. I'll swap your ante. I'll swap my ante for a couple of swamps. Put the swamps back in my deck. I concede. You win. Here's your ante. Take your swamps. So it took like 2 times of that to be like, no, I'm not playing ante with you anymore. Ever. And I'm like, all right. And that's what happened with all my friends. Like, you play them once or twice, and like, I am not playing ante anymore. I'm not doing this. I couldn't blame any of them because literally it was hilarious to me. I was like, I'll take your whole deck, dude. I don't care. It's funny. Just boom, there you go. Boom, there you go. Different era. Different era. What are you gonna do? All right, we got the Unholy Citadel. It's the black banding land. Pfft, whatever. Pirating Taco Mega TQ wish list. Yeah, it's got to go on mine too. Wall of Dust. So 1 red and 2 for a 1/4 wall. Back in the day, walls were a big thing. They had built-in rules that said they couldn't attack. Now they print them with Defender. So this one says creatures blocked by a wall of dust can't attack during your opponent's next turn. Use counters to mark the creatures. I think it's cool, man. They're all choking on dust so they can't do anything because they're like, you know? That's neat. That's neat. All right, then we've got Wall of Light. Look at that, man. That's just intense. It's like, it's just light, so its toughness is just based on the fact that it's what? Refracted light, and it'll just blast your eyes and stuff. So it's 5 mana, 3 mana, I should say, 1/5 pro black. As many attackers were dazzled by the wall's beauty as were halted by its force. Okay, so it's a wall of dazzling light and force. Fair enough. That artwork is wild. Look at that, man. That's cool. Wall of Putrid Flesh. So gross. So gross, man. It's like Akira. It's like Akira. Look at that, man. That massive flesh, bro. Isn't that intense? Big old walls of it. So it's 2/4, 3 mana, pro white. Damage done to walls by creatures with enchantment cards played on them is reduced to 0. I remember us getting into arguments over enchanted creatures with trample and stuff, where it's like, yo, it tramples over. And it's like, nah, all the damage done to it is reduced to 0. We didn't know half the rules, man. I remember being so clueless that I was playing with Colossus Asardia. My buddy would artifact blast it, and I got tired of him artifact blasting it. Artifact blast, 1 red mana, counter target artifact spell. I'm casting a huge artifact spell, artifact creature. He's like, I'll counter it with this. So I would play, Death Lace. Boom, I turn it into a black spell. Now it's not an artifact because it's a black spell. It can't be both, right? And he's like, yup. And I'm like, so then the artifact counter doesn't do nothing. He's like, that's right. And that's how we played it, because that's what made sense to us. And you couldn't even go on the internet. I'm so old when I talk about these kind of stories. I played Magic before you could look stuff up on the internet, and there were no rare symbols. You just had to know what was rare and what was uncommon, and it was just a wild time. People would do insanely ridiculous, nonsensical stuff, like play a spell. I'm going to play this spell that makes you discard 2 cards at random. Okay, hold on, though. In the resolution of that, because here's how it works. People would hold their Magic cards up. Like, if you're playing a spell that makes me discard at random, people would hold their cards up like this and just let you pick one at random. But that's not an official rule. That's not how you determine the cards that are random. You could literally just put the cards down on the table and roll a die and pick one randomly. But everybody did this. So because everybody did this, you would literally see people go, I'm going to play a spell that makes you discard 2 cards at random. And then when they hold their hands out, they go, I'm going to tap Glasses of Urza, so you have to show me your hand. And then you turn your hand around, I'm picking the 2 at random. And they would just pick the cards cards. And I'm like, you can't do that. I literally I'm like, you can't do that. I'm like, what? And I'm like, you can't do that. That's not how this works. It's not how the game works. Like, yeah. I'm like, no. It says at random. And that says you can look at my hand. How did you get from there to there? I remember yelling at a bunch of people about a bunch of different rules because I understood them better than a bunch of people did. There was, confusion with everybody. But still, I've always been pretty good at parsing out rules and stuff. So I would get annoyed and go, no, dummy, it does not work that way. You can't do that. You cannot do that. This is a sick looking card though, man. Sick. And then you got Wall of Tombstones, a black and 1 for a 0-1. At the end of your upkeep, the star below is set to the number of creatures in your graveyard. Weird. It's got a fluctuating toughness, but the toughness doesn't constantly fluctuate. It gets set only once every turn during your upkeep. Yeah, that's strange. That feels strange, man. And then we've got the white mana battery, which it looks like a giant egg lodged on a mountainside. Still not as cool as the green mana battery. And then I guess that brings us around full circle. So hold on. What I'll do now is, since there are people who definitely didn't see it at the beginning, I can set it to automatic. And it will just meander through the cards. It should, if it's set properly. Is it going to? There you go. Okay, cool. Cool. So there, it'll just have it on a rotating kind of switch it up list for you. Oh, so all of these cards, every card that they're going through here, none of these will be available through the collector boosters. The collector boosters, only 3% of them will have a Legends card, and it is very likely you'll get a common or uncommon, because every Legends pack will be, what's the breakdown again? 3 uncommons and a rare, and 11 commons. So the chances are very high you're going to get common. Right? Yeah. Definitely. So I imagine there's going to be a bunch of people who are disappointed or just confused when they get this random old card and be like, what is it? And they're like, you got a card from Legends. And they'll look it up and be like, oh, all right. Can I do a video on the cards that they will be including? I guess. There's no reason I couldn't. Nathan says, tomorrow stream the cards you can get on the wheel. Oh, it's Thursday. Okay. Yeah, I didn't think about it. I didn't even think about doing the cards you can get. I figured people would only be interested in the cards you can't get. But I guess I'm just making assumptions based on myself. So let me know right now, guys. Let me know in the comments. And anybody who watches this afterwards. You know what? I can do a poll. Hold on. I'll do a poll. There we go. Do you want a live stream going over all the Legends cards that are going to be in Dominaria United? I'm not promising that I'll do it, because that's probably even more work than this one, but, it doesn't hurt to ask and to know. Nathan, yeah, but here's the thing, man. There's multiple places and multiple streams can occur, so there's no reason we can't do both, right? We could have an evening live stream with the wheel, and we could do a going through all the cards earlier in the day. Because, depending on how I'm feeling tomorrow, I might be able to make that happen. I've been pretty productive today. I got the video done on the Historian. I got this stuff done. I wrote, where is it? Oh, it's right here. I wrote almost like a page and a half. Awesome. I got a page and a half of notes for the Brothers War lore video that we're working on. So ultimately, yeah, it's been a very productive but very busy day. Beano, do they show what they opened? They have a list of all the cards that you can get in the booster packs, yes. So that is, they're not going to show you everything they opened, but they'll tell you everything you can get. So it's everything that basically I didn't show here, which is, I don't even know how many cards, but I imagine it's a lot more than this. Nick, did I see the flavor text on Shivan Devastator? I did. I did indeed. No, Greg J, I think that you're getting things switched up now. Unless that's also something else. Do you think that Lost Legends are these cards? Because these aren't Lost Legends. Wizards decided that they really wanted to confuse people. First of all, they don't have a term like they did for the Priceless Treasures. So we don't have a term for the legend cards they're bringing back. There's literally no descriptor for it, right? They don't have one. But they are doing Lost Legends. The Lost Legends are the 20 box toppers that are reimagined legends from the Legends set. Confused yet? Do you know what I mean? Like, I do this, like, I'm the one who has to sort this out to explain it to you guys. And I just sat there going, wait, which is what? What's the Lost Legends? I called them Lost Legends, and then I went to put that in the title, and I'm like, wait, which are the Lost Legends? And then I looked at the image, I'm like, oh, okay, never mind. The redos of Jasmine, Torwalkie, those are Lost Legends. But the Legends cards are just Legends cards that are inserted into 3% of collector boosters. But they also are putting Lost Legends cards in collector boosters too, as like etched foils and stuff. So I don't know if you're accurately referencing it. It's very difficult to have a conversation about this because I don't know if you know, yes, I am trying to say this, or no, I'm trying to say that other thing. You know what I mean? Nathan, you're working tomorrow, evening stream is a maybe. Well, it's all good, man. These kind of streams are going to be staying up more and more often, right? So that's the idea, is that streaming over here on Hatcher allows them to be stayed up and viewed afterwards so people can enjoy them if they so desire. Because I know not everybody can operate on my schedule, and I like being free to just stream whenever, so leaving them up, at least some of them. If it feels like the stream isn't worth leaving up, because like it was like, yo, I felt like garbage that day, and I wasn't really saying anything very entertaining. We hung out, and it was cool, but watching it afterwards wouldn't be anything for anybody. Like, basically my vibe with the streams is I want to have a good time. I want to hang out with you guys. My priority is just kind of having a good time and enjoying it. And it's not really like, I'm not trying to make the live streams for afterwards. It's just they're staying up afterwards if somebody wants to enjoy them. So the idea is to enjoy the stream itself. And then for the people who like the streams and are like, yo, I missed it, I can check it out. It's not like, I mean, if this was meant to be presented to people, that long meandering ass stuff I did for 20 minutes before we got to the rest of the cards, pretty bad for that style setup. But I don't want to sit there and go, my live streams need to be like videos and organized for people who are going to wank and whatever, because no, screw those people, man. There's always going to be some people, hey, this isn't the way I want it. Okay, then that's fine. It will continue to not be the way you want it. Find something that you enjoy, bro. There's tons of people doing things tons of ways. I'll do mine in my meandering fashion with my meandering friends. Moses, yes. Yes, all the glyphs, all the wall instance, that's a very random thing to be excited about, so that's fun. Because who cares about wall instance, you know? Greg J, don't ban me, bro. It's like, don't tase me, bro. After that shirt, after that wolf shirt, did you see that it's at the beginning of the stream, bro? If you didn't know that, if you should go back later and watch the first like little bit right when the stream starts. Scron, of course they're not lost. They're not lost. The Wizards saying like we found these is totally it's totally artificial marketing nonsense. Like when they went, the Cold Snap set's actually based off this old file we found from the Ice Age days. They have no problem lying to their customers. They think we're idiots. They'll lie to us about things that actually matter, let alone some flavor stuff. And I don't care about that lie. I have zero problem. Anybody who thinks it's a gotcha moment for real to go to Wizards like, I know you didn't do it. Gotcha. Everybody knows you're not smart, bro. You're standing out in the rain going, waterfall from sky. Me smart. Like, that's what you look like when you're literally going like, oh, really, like, Wizards isn't gonna fool me on that level. It's all, let's have a chuckle. Let's have a chuckle at how badly they did their stupid lie marketing, right? That's what it is. They're dumb in that they clearly, what has happened very, very, very clearly, and you can't dispute this. Anybody with a brain cannot dispute this, but people who don't have brains will dispute this. Wizards of the Coast has had this legend stuff since they printed it forever ago. It's just been sitting there. They have a bunch of product. That's what they do. They have it. They had it already. They didn't go out and acquire it. They didn't spend a bunch of money. They didn't make it for this. They had it. So when they found it, it was basically like, go to the facility where we keep all the stuff, grab the legend stuff, grab some of the legend stuff, and we're going to shove it in. That's it. We're going to go, hey, we found it. You found it in the warehouse where you put it. Like, that's what it is. This isn't anything more spectacular than that, crazier than that. The simplest explanation is the accurate one. Hey, we had, like, literally in their stupid video where they're trying to make it seem like they find it, they give it away. They've got Buddy going, yeah, so what was it like finding the boxes? Well, I drove for 3 hours with my boss to see if they were there. To see if they were there. It's basically like, you were already told, hey, there's Legends boxes. We think they're at this warehouse. Go get them. They're out in the wild 3-hour drive. Go. Okay. Went to the warehouse. Yep, we found them. Okay, great. The Legends have been found. Get the marketing materials. Woo! We found the Legends. Like, the people are saying, it's funny. The stuff that I'm reading people say, it's like, what? Why? How can you think anything other than the most logical explanation? Like, that is the most logical explanation. People are out there going, this is the perfect excuse that they're going to use to print more reserved list cards. Oh, yeah, rather than just use the boxes they had sitting around that just inflated in value to the point where each booster pack is worth $1,000, where they can take out some of the really expensive stuff if they want, put it off to the side, slide a bunch of junk into packs, make a whole bunch of money for absolute free off of stuff that they just had kicking around. But no, they went out and they're secretly, stealthily reprinting reserved list cards for no real genuine additional value, and it's also it's just people, I don't even understand how you get there. I'm like, just use a little bit of logic. Like a little bit of logic. What is the most likely thing? A company that's known for having kept like a bunch of every product they ever make, a company that's known for literally having you work for us, you can walk into this closet and it's all kinds of Wizards of the Coast product and you can just take stuff every month. That, I don't know if they do it anymore, but they had that for plenty of time. Wizards of the Coast is known for providing tons of product to their employees and keeping a bunch of product. They're fucking known for it. What's more likely, that they do what they've always done or some insane thing you've just made up in your head? Which is more likely? They ran off to the printers and printed cards that look exactly like the original Legends grade cards, even though they can't print any cards to spec right now. Really, they can't print any cards to high quality. They wouldn't be able to match the Legends printing if they tried, and they already have the Legends cards. But yeah, they're making new cards because that's what makes perfect sense, It's logic. It's what? No. Use your brain. It's fucking Wizards. What's easiest and cheapest for them, right? What are they gonna do? What are they gonna try and sell all these booster packs on the secondary market and shit? Like, it's way more bank for them to use it as a marketing gimmick, right? Bam. Like, it's so obvious. It's so obvious. Namius, yeah, I mentioned, I think that that stuff's coming out. I don't care about Arena, bro. Like, at all right now, really. When I think about Arena, I just feel disappointment about Alchemy. Like, I'm just like, ugh. I'm hoping by the time Brothers War rolls around that I'm more interested in using some of the resources I've built up on there, Kenny, so they can't reprint reserve list cards. Can they find new reserve list cards and sell them? What do you mean find? See, when you put are you putting find and go? You're not saying print them, right? After everything I just said, you definitely don't mean print them with the... You know what? I'm just going to move on. I'm just going to assume that I do not want to even know the answer. All right. Nathan. Yep, it's true. They only, like, Legends will only have that mysterious aura for... You get too far out. What does it even matter? What does it even matter? I can't even with this shit. I can't even, man. They're printing the cards. I know it. They're secretly printing reserve list cards. Oh, yes. That's totally what's going on. 100%. You figured it out. It's like you've parted the veil. You've seen into Wizards of the Coast depths of their... And you're just like a genius and a savant. I can't, man. I fucking can't. It's delusional. It's ridiculous. They're secretly, even though they can't get enough print production to print all the double masters and everything they want, secretly behind the scenes, they're perfectly reproducing Legends and other reserve list cards for maneuvers like this. And I don't understand exactly how, I haven't thought along the lines of why that actually makes sense, but I just want it so hard, bro. I want My Little Ponies made of chocolate that can fly and levitate and zip around. So they'll exist. That's how that goes. Wizards is secret. Yes, you know what? That's it. You heard it from me first. Confirmed for real. Wizards of the Coast is 100% printing reserved list cards. They're totally doing it because that is like a super smart move, bro. Not only are they printing them, but they're flooding the market secretly and selling them everywhere, bro. They're printing Tundras and Duels and stuff, and they're flooding everywhere because they want to drop the market down to nothing so that then they can reprint them for like a couple bucks each for the 30th anniversary, bro. 30th anniversary of Magic. Everybody gets a playset of Duels. Everybody gets a Lotus. You get 4 Moxes. We're not dealing with the greediest company in the universe that would never give you any of that and is totally just using boxes they had kicking around that cost them nothing. You're 100% right. They're spending money and losing the fucking resources they can't afford to lose because they have to not make as many products as they want to make already to make these imaginary cards, you delusional fucking idiots. Right? 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 Yeah, because that makes sense. But it's all good, because I can say this as much as I want, and people are like, nah, bro, you don't get it, man. I know what's up. I know the deal. You just don't see it, man. I know you're using logic and using points of data, but here's the thing, bro. I'm using my feelings, and my feelings feel like I want this. It's all right. What the fuck are you supposed to do? Tell some motherfucker he doesn't got wings, don't jump off the building. And fuck you, bro. I do have wings. Secretly, I know it. Fly, motherfucker. Fly, bitch. It's not gonna hurt. It doesn't hurt for you to believe this. What the hell do I care? Right? Whatever, man. People are ridiculous. So silly. How do you just ignore logic? That's what I want to know. How do you just go, I understand logic, but she's into me, bro. I know there's a restraining order, bro, but she's just playing coy. She's into me, bro. She's into me. I know it. And it's like, dude, she's going to have you arrested. No, man. No, we're meant to be together. Me and reserve list Rebecca. She wants to print me on the download. Print extra copies. Secret, bro. Secret. It's logical. It's smart. I'm using my full brain. On this one. God. All right. That's good. I'm good. I think that's enough. I think I've had enough. Thanks for coming, my friends. Let me know if you want me to do the other cards. We can talk more about shit that's totally gonna happen. Let's talk about the other cards that Wizards is reprinting. 100% reprinting tomorrow. We'll do that. We'll get right into all the cards that Wizards are definitely reprinting because that's a logical thing to think. So I'm gonna go and test my wings right now. I'll see you guys tomorrow as long as I manage to fly. Goodbye for now.